life on the road again. We are currently at -2 degrees. I don't know what the wind chill is other than it's cold. -2 is cold. We're gonna drop a load off today. I got a big giant food truck on the back of this thing. I'm going to Detroit, Michigan, but we just called the customer. He was expecting it tomorrow anyways. It's just too cold. It would take too long to unload this thing, unchain it, and I don't even know if it'll start, to be honest with you. But we'll get it off there, but either way, too cold, diesel truck. But yeah, finally able to do another video. Last week was non-stop running. We're in New England states. Went to New Hampshire, dropped some stuff off, picked up another load, went to Southern Ohio. So first week wasn't all that great, you know, just learning, getting out there. Just excited to get on the road the first week. A lot of experiences, a lot of learning last week. This week, same thing. A lot of things that we're seeing is brokers can be your best friend. I guess you got to get out there and make those connections. We just, you know, just make those phone calls. When those brokers call you, just be polite with them, be professional, be nice, and they'll work with you most of the time.
You need help. That's one thing we learned. You need help. You need to make tons of connections with brokers, dispatchers, make friends. If they see that you're willing to help them, they're going to willing to help you, and you know, you help each other, and it seems to work out nicely. First week was bad, like Justin said. Last week stayed pretty busy. Started out with a trip to Pittsburgh, from Pittsburgh back to Ohio, from Ohio up to New Hampshire, from New Hampshire back to Ohio. And so we were running nonstop, but we made some good connections last week with dispatchers and brokers. So I think that helped. We can't do it all on your own. That's another thing that we learned. You got to have that help.
Definitely got to have that help. Brokers work, you know, contact a dispatcher if you have to. Find one that only wants to take a percentage, which sucks right off the top, but you're not paying them a monthly fee. I talked to one broker, he wanted a fee of $125 per week, and that's not even guaranteeing work. At least the other way, with the percentage, they're working for you instead of just taking your money.
Plus, they're going to make sure to get you the best rate if they're getting a percentage of your money versus a flat fee, so you can count on them to try to work the most amount of money out on each trip. So we've learned that's a plus. We also learned that loads are not what they say they're going to be. Dimensions are always off, weight's always off. If they say a crate, it could be a 10-foot tall sail. We learned that last week.
That'll kill your gas mileage quick.
Some brokers will try to screw you over, like in that incident. Wasn't at all what it was supposed to be, oversized, overweight. Called him, promised us more money if we just delivered it, and he pretty much just screwed us over, so we lost in that load. So you do have to watch, and if somebody's going to give you more money, make sure you get it in writing up front first.
Or just walk away.
Or just walk away. We should have walked away. But there's been a lot of learning. Biggest thing is we also learned last week, don't try to plan your trips too far in advance. We did that last week of planning one toward the end of the week. Kind of kept us from getting some good ones that came up sooner, because we wouldn't have made it to the one we already committed to. So we're now learned, and this week seems to be going a lot better, to just stay one trip ahead. So as soon as we have a trip book, we're automatically on the boards posting our truck of where we're going to be and getting ready to book that next load. Just staying one ahead.
Yeah, there was times last week where we had ones that were booked, waiting on the rate comp, wake up in the morning and look for the rate comp, it's gone, or it was just never submitted. Call the broker and say, oh, we gave that to someone else. You know, so it's hard to plan, but I guess once you get that rate confirmation and signed and back to them, it's more guaranteed. It's not 100% promise as always, but you know, it's at least there. So a lot of learning experience, very exciting. Actually, job's actually pretty enjoyable. Just like I got this workhorse food truck back there. The guy converted it, coming from Manassas, Virginia. Now it's going to Detroit. So you talk to interesting people and you got interesting loads. So it keeps the job exciting.
I think our biggest learning lessons, if we could wrap it up into one for you for this video, is only stay a trip ahead. Make your connections with brokers, with dispatchers. Be nice, make friends, and expect the unexpected when you're going in for a load. You don't know how long you're going to wait there till it get loaded. You don't know how long it's going to take to be unloaded. You don't know if it's exactly the same weight, size, dimensions. So come prepared with enough chains, straps, whatever you need. And I think the other thing we learned is the weather sucks in the winter. We've been through all sorts of snowstorms, sleet storms, negative temperatures. We've seen it all. We've had our jacket off yesterday in almost 60-degree weather. And now today we're freezing with like negative 30 wind chills. So it's an experience.
Negative freezing. It don't matter how cold it is. It's cold.
But we are making the money, so it is out there. Don't get discouraged. That's one thing we heard. A lot of people saying they won't want to work with you when you're new. We've only come across 2 or 3 brokers, I think, that kind of turned us down to the 3-month mark. Other than that, everybody's been willing to work with us. Been very nice. We started out the week on Tuesday and already made $2,200 by 2 loads in the first 2 days. So the money's out there. You just got to keep moving, keep in contact with your contacts, and don't mess around. Just keep moving.
A good tip is, if you can, like last week we brought that load from New Hampshire. We brought it home. It was going to Ohio. So if you can bring that load home, let it sit over the weekend. You're dropping it off on Monday. You got money sitting there already. So that's it. Starting the week off on a positive note. You're not constantly searching for that load. So, there's still a lot of learning out there, but there is money out here so far, what we're seeing, especially even in the winter. We're being told that summers always get better, so hopefully that stays true, but either way, we're making money in the winter.
That's what we're trying to do too this weekend. Looks like it may work. We're waiting to hear back from a broker. We got a load going to Detroit, picking up one in Michigan, heading back to Ohio with it. And it looks like we'll be able to pick one up in the same area, take it back home for the weekend, and head down to Tennessee starting Monday. So Monday we should have an invoice and already have our first load to be paid on, and have a whole week yet to start searching and keep working. So that's really helpful if you can, to get something to hold over the weekend, start your week out right.
Absolutely. I guess that's it for me. You guys, whoever's in the north, stay warm, stay out of this cold, be safe on the road, and you guys know what to do. Like and subscribe to Life on the Road Again.
Any comments, questions, comment below, or email us ohiohaulerllc@gmail.com.